Now I invite Mr. Suresh Prabhu, Honorable Minister for Railways, to address the audience.
Our very dynamic and popular Chief Minister, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, my good colleague and friend in the cabinet, Mr. Anand Gite, my friend and colleague in the ministry, Mr. Manoj Sinha, my another good friend who is an entrepreneur, I wish I also become one like him, Mr. Vijay Kalantri, my colleagues in Rail Ministry, the Additional Chief Secretary of Government of Maharashtra, my so many good friends and colleagues who are sitting here representing people of the state and all my distinguished friends. It's a great moment of pride and happiness for all of us that we are entering into a new mode of partnerships. There are quite a few stakeholders in this partnership. At one level, Government of India and Government of Maharashtra are becoming partners. In another way, a private sector company, Balaji Infrastructure Projects Limited, is entering into an agreement through their SPV for Dighi Port with one of the SPVs or one of the PSU of the railways, RBNL, which is led by Mr. Agnihotri. And there is also a partnership between a part of Maharashtra with the remaining part of the country, part of the state. We have 7,600 kilometers of coastline in the country. Maharashtra has 720 kilometers of coastline. In a way, Maharashtra is 10% of India's landmass, 10% of India's population, and almost 10% of the coastline also is in the state of Maharashtra. See, Maharashtra grows at 20%, India will definitely grow by 12-13%. Mr. Ashok Advani will be happy to know this, because he is also a resident of the state. So Maharashtra to grow, we must make a new model of development. That part of the state which has not developed fully, if that start developing, automatically state will start developing faster. And if Maharashtra develops, India will develop faster. And in fact, it's a bounden responsibility of a state like Maharashtra, which is the most progressive state in the country, to go even faster than before, so that India's growth rate could accelerate. And to make that happen, we need number of measures. We partnerships we need, but we also need new ideas and vision. Fortunately, in the last few months, that Mr. Fadnavis has been a Chief Minister of the state, we are witnessing a completely new dynamism in the government, which is led by Mr. Fadnavis, which is a government of BJP Shiv Sena, which is really making rapid strides in making this happen. So it's a responsibility of all others to make sure that their growth rate is fastened, so that India will benefit, state will benefit. Konkan has this coastline of Maharashtra is all in Konkan. Mr. Gite, as he correctly pointed out, that is his constituency also, which used to be my constituency little later, after that. So we have been neighbors for a long time. He is MP from this end and I was MP from the southern part. And Konkan, unfortunately, is not yet linked to a developed part of the state, that is Western Maharashtra. If Maharashtra has to develop, then the Western Maharashtra also has to take fillip along with Vidarbha and Marathwada. But for all this to happen, we need connectivity to the port, and port is in Konkan. So if it is not all connected, the dots, various dots, the 4 dots are not connected to each other, the holistic development will not happen. Fortunately, there are relative advantages. Konkan has port, but doesn't have industrialization. Western Maharashtra has entrepreneurship, but doesn't have port. But Vidarbha has huge natural resources like cotton, but doesn't have port. Marathwada, with all the ancient traditions and huge development potential, again is not connected to port. So if you can connect this port with other parts of the state, Maharashtra will develop faster to make India grow faster. Railways had to play that role of connectivity. So we have decided that now we'll connect Dighi port And in fact, Mr. Vijay Kalantri must be complimented for taking this initiative as an entrepreneur and try to be continuously pursuing this idea. And now this connectivity will provide a huge fillip to the growth of not only Konkan or that region, but overall state of Maharashtra. So we want to bring in a new concept which our Prime Minister has articulated. The Prime Minister says we don't want development of ports, but we want port-led development. It's a completely different paradigm shift in its overall thinking. In fact, if you go globally, all the economies which have grown, take US, the largest economy of the world. Wherever the US has 50 states, but majority of the growth of US has happened in the states which are port-led, port-connected states. Whether it's on the East Coast, like New York, Philadelphia and that part, or on the West Coast like California, all the states which are port connectivity have grown. So you cannot bring in a development of this country unless you have port-led development. And that is what our Prime Minister very well articulated. Our previous Prime Minister, Mr. Vajpayee, had come up with the concept called Sagar Mala, that is linking all the ports. Our Prime Minister has even added a new dimension by saying port-led growth. And that is what we intend to do. And this is a small beginning. And my colleague who is sitting here, Mr. Pillai, who is heading our PPP, will tell you that we are trying to develop large number of states, large number of ports in this particular manner. Through joint venture, through PPP model. And to make that happen faster, we have decided now to come out with a new model concession agreement. We are trying to revamp the entire PPP cell. We are trying to bring in more and more transparency into this whole operation. We will also lay down for ourselves a target that a clearance must be given in a particular period. This is not favor we are doing to anybody. If you think the railways is doing favor to a private sector, in fact I would say it is the other way too. Because we need private investments in railways, because railways need something like $150 billion of investment in the course of next few years. For that we are doing a number of measures. We already got LIC as a partner. We are creating rail infra fund in which multilateral agencies are participating in a big way, and that will be a very large fund. We are already thinking of so many other accessing funds, but that is something which will happen anyway, and that's what I told the Parliament. Our target of 8,50,000 crores of investment in the next 5 years. First people are asking me where is the money. Now people are saying, why do you need so much money? Because money is there. But I'm very happy with our attitude. We must find fault with some of everything. But that's a good thing that keeps us on our toes, so we keep improving. So I must thank all our friends who keep asking such good questions. But we have now the resources, we'll make the investment, and we'll bring the railway to a level which will be one of the good organizations in the country to provide this connectivity, to provide backbone, and transportation is a key to industrialization. Transportation will play an important role in realizing our Prime Minister's dream of Make in India. Transportation cost will decide the competitiveness of India's industry. And therefore we have to bring in railways there. And even if not just cost alone, which is financial, but also the ecological cost. The railways are far better mode of transportation than the road. And we have lost a lot of traffic to road in the past, but now we'll be able to bring it back if we make investments into the railway. And for that we need partnership. I'm very happy to say that Honorable Chief Minister has already decided and agreed with us to sign an agreement which will be dedicated to state of Maharashtra. So Maharashtra government and railways will decide to develop projects in the state which are really critical for state development. Maybe it's in Vidarbha and Gadchiroli, maybe Kolhapur to Vaibhawadi, Karad to Chiplun. All these connectivities will bring in a huge benefits to the state and in the overall development of the country. So we really look forward to this. I'm extremely happy and proud as a citizen of India, but of course also citizen of the state, and also someone who has also been in the parliament for 4 terms from Konkan. We are now connecting Konkan to an area which was so far has not happened. So I'm very happy that in the next few years' time, we'll be able to bring in more connectivity projects all over the country. As I said, 7,600 kilometers. It's something which will definitely bring connectivity to the thing. And for this, we have created a new organization, and I request the Chief Minister, if he feels we should do it, we are creating Logistic Corporation of India. which will bring in all multimodal transportation, air, sea, road, and then also inland transport, and we'll try to bring connectivity with this so that logistic, which is a key to development, could actually play a key role. And if you, Chief Minister, feel the railways could also think of having a hub for the logistic cooperation in state of Maharashtra. Maybe in Nagpur, not because he's from Nagpur as an MLA, but Nagpur is actually heart of India. In fact, Nagpur is really a central location, and in fact that should be the hub from where we will be able to service all parts of the country in a proper manner. So I think we should think about that, and we look forward to more and more such partnership coming to fore. I really thank all those who have made it possible, including my colleagues in the railway ministry, including private sector, into state government, and I hope that we'll be able to create more such development paradigm so that India could develop faster. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Prabhu, for sharing your insights and lending your perspective to people connected with ports and railways in a variety of capacities. आणि आता